Assassins have arrived to survey their new planet.
Let's see, we could put the sectional over here, and this would be a nice place to put in a wet bar.
Picard, being the heinous coward that he is, stands up for these people.
The status of this planet has been settled. What are you negotiating?
I will be very happy to explain that to you, but for now I must ask you and your men to leave immediately.
You filthy European bastard! Meanwhile, the unnamed Indian continues to preach to Wesley and the audience.
That one looks like a Klingon.
Yes. Spirits of the Klingon and the Vulcan and Ferengi come to us just as the bear and the coyote, the parrot.
Alright, a lot of this is stupid, I'll admit that, but I'll give credit where it's due. The idea that these people are tolerant toward even Ferengi means that they're more tolerant than the Federation.
We were warned about the Ferengi at the Academy. Warned about Ferengi, were you? That's right. Slurs about my people at Starfleet Academy.
Picard goes back to the Enterprise and tries to change the Federation's mind. Turns out Admiral Nechayev was thinking like Picard and already tried and failed, showing even that her bitchery has its limits.
But even so, I can't help wondering if a dark chapter in my family's history is about to be repeated.
Remember, guys, if you do it to an Indian, it must be wrong. You know, it's sad that this episode, where we see that Admiral Nechayev truly is a human being with some caring in her heart, we engage in this horrible straw man caricature of the Native American folks.
And they're going ahead with the forced relocation. If this is sounding familiar, we'll get to that. Back with the unnamed Indian, Wesley trips out and sees his father. Papa Crusher tells Wesley he's going to have to choose his own path and stop following his. Wesley comes out of his dream and goes and talks to Worf and finds out about their plans to secretly beam everyone out without telling them. Given this conflict and what to do, Wesley starts a riot.
But now is not the time.
Do you know what they're trying to do? They're preparing to beam you away and take you to their ship.
Riot!
You're not gonna let them do that, are you?
No, we won't. Leave now.
God damn it, Wesley. Every time I think that you've reached the end of your dickery, you continue to surprise me. Bravo, sir.
Inexcusable.
Yeah.
You defied the orders of the ranking officer on the scene.
Yeah.
You put the lives of the entire away team in jeopardy.
Man, yeah.
And you made an already tense situation worse.
Good job, Picard. You're batting 1,000. Let's see what he comes back with.
What you're doing down there is wrong.
That decision is not yours to make, cadet.
And here's the part where we talk about Star Trek Insurrection, which is the big hypocrisy that this episode leads to. Insurrection is the same story from the other side, where Picard is self-righteous and says that no way will we relocate these people because that would be heinous and wrong.
We are betraying the principles upon which the Federation was founded. It's an attack upon its very soul.
I know Admiral Nechayev gave you an order, and she was given an order from the Federation Council. But it's still wrong.
And it will destroy the Baku. Just as cultures have been destroyed in every other forced relocation throughout history.
These people are not some random group of colonists. They're a unique culture with a history that predates the Federation and Starfleet. I'm resigning from the Academy.
You can't fire me because I quit. Wah!
Now, that movie could have taken advantage of continuity and said that Picard learned a hard-fought lesson here. Instead, Picard is just right when he says two opposite things. Much like last time, Picard is always right and never wrong. So, Wesley explains his actions to his mother. Okay, all joking aside, this is actually legitimate. This gets down to the emotional core of Wesley's problems, and I like that they're finally dipping into this instead of always acting like Wesley is right and doesn't have to think about anything. Good job, Star Trek, for finally exploring the real emotional states of...
Why can't the smug little shit just die?
Door that.
You know that alien from Tau Ceti? The one who could control warp fields with his mind?
The Traveler.
Oh, the Traveler. All the way back from Season 1 when Gene Roddenberry was masturbating all over how wonderful Wesley Crusher is, we had the Traveler. He basically told Picard that Wesley is like the Mozart of warp travel. and therefore Wesley is better than all of us and superior in the next step in our evolution.
And
yada,
I'm gonna
yada,
stab
yada.
it.
And that you were destined for something quite different from the rest of us. Maybe this is the first step.
Then they get news that the Indians have taken Cardassians hostage on the planet. Truly, their ways are peaceful and above us. And Picard actually threatens to go to war with the Cardassians after just having signed a long-earned treaty with them to protect these people.
Those people are Federation citizens, and I am sworn to protect them. If your troops attack that village, my security forces will respond.
When will you live down the blood of your legacy? When? And the fight starts. And Wesley freezes time.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No!
Yes.
You pulled yourself out of their time. You took the first step, Wesley.
My first step to where?
To another plane of existence.
And the Indian guy is, everybody,
The Traveler.
And now he declares that Wesley Crusher, the greatest human being who ever lived, the Mozart of a whole new generation, has evolved and is ready for an entirely new level of condescending bullshit.
But have faith in their abilities to solve their problems on their own.
Picard and the Cardassian, Gulliver, managed to calm the right down with their own level-headedness, on both sides. So we're going to strawman the Indians, but we're actually going to give the Cardassians the benefit of the doubt. I like that.
I lost 2 of 3 sons in the war, Captain. I don't want to lose the last one.
I wish the rest of the episode was written with this kind of decency, but at least we get something. And now we find out that the Indians have decided to surrender their Federation citizenship and will live under the Cardassian rule.
Good luck with that.
Any future request you or your people make to Starfleet will go unanswered.
As compared to the stunning level of aid they've received so far here.
I'm sure the Cardies will continue to be just as respectful as the Federation was of all your New Age mumbo-jumbo.
The Cardassians have no intention of allowing these people to stay. They will either force them out or they will kill them. It's already started. Not a day goes by when there's not some random act of violence against our people.
So now the failure of the treaty has officially begun.
I was right, Captain. You did not take us from our land, and you have wiped clean a very old stain of blood.
Smug Indian asshole, away! Oh, and Wesley's staying behind because he has to learn more from these really wise and spiritual Indians, because they know more than most people. Well, of course they do.
So is Wesley finally gone now?
Just about, but we get one last Wesley smile before we go.
Yeah, little smoke piece.
And then Wesley is finally gone.
Yay!
Until he reappears briefly for a cameo in Star Trek Nemesis.
What?
It never explains why, and it doesn't really count as a part, but Wesley's there at the wedding, and apparently in the deleted scene, he's going to go and work on Riker's ship, the Titan.
Stupid little jerk.
And so that's Journey's End. It's a surprising mix of real character interaction and a bunch of shallow garbage. The Indian stuff is meaningless, of course. The lessons are tacked on. We've got the idiotic white guilt permeating the whole thing. Let me tell you, I don't care what my ancestors did. I haven't oppressed anyone, and I don't need to feel guilty for what someone else did.
Hey, if they get to complain about the Trail of Tears, can I complain about the Norman Conquest?
But at least this finally gets rid of Wesley, 6 episodes before the end of the series.
And they couldn't even get rid of him in a satisfying, painful way. No! You want to get rid of Wesley Crusher? Well, here, he ascends to godhood. Choke on that, bitches!
So as usual, decide for yourselves. But as for me, I'm calling this episode POS TNG.
Hey!
All-Screen Camp agrees.
outlaw. Half Cherokee and Choctaw. My baby, she's a Chippewa. She's a one of a kind. All my friends call me Bear Claw. The village chieftain is my pawpaw. He gets his orders from my mama. She makes him walk the line. You can find me in my wigwam. I'll be beating on my tom-tom. Pull out the pipe and smoke you some. Hey, and pass it around. 'Cause I'm an Indian outlaw. Half Cherokee and Choctaw. My baby, she's a Chippewa. She's a one of a kind.
And by making that joke, I've already been more sensitive than